On the night of March 24, 1997, the Howden Moors, stretching endlessly under the cold, starless sky, seemed like any other silent, lonely landscape in northern England. Villagers in the surrounding towns of Bradfield and Sheffield were settling into their nightly routines, some sipping hot tea under thick blankets, others listening to the faint static from old radios, completely unaware that something extraordinary was about to unfold. Around 11:30 p.m., the calm was shattered by a sound that no one could describe as ordinary. It was not thunder, it was not the roar of a passing jet, it was something else, something terrifying. Witnesses later said it sounded like the heavens themselves were splitting apart, a metallic shriek followed by a deafening explosion that rattled windows, shook barns, and sent livestock stampeding. Within moments, emergency calls flooded local authorities. Reports came in of a massive fireball streaking across the sky, a glowing object crashing somewhere deep in the moors, and bizarre silhouettes, tall, thin figures, moving silently over the ridges. Police, RAF units, and local rescue teams quickly organized one of the largest searches the area had ever seen. Helicopters roared overhead, their spotlights slicing through the thick fog, while volunteers trudged through freezing mud and frostbitten grass. Yet, the deeper they went into the moorlands, the stranger things became. Equipment began to malfunction inexplicably. Radios emitted a constant static hum, and compasses spun wildly, refusing to point north. Search dogs whimpered, refusing to enter certain patches, as if sensing something unseen. Witnesses reported strange glowing lights, appearing in bursts and disappearing without a trace, and scorched patches of grass forming unnatural circles as though marked by some otherworldly force. Some rescuers even claimed to hear mechanical noises in the distance, a sound like a massive engine idling somewhere above the treetops, but whenever they approached, the sound would vanish entirely. And then there were the figures, shadowy shapes standing motionless on hilltops, silently observing the teams. When anyone tried to approach, they simply faded into the mist. By dawn, despite hours of frantic searching, there was no wreckage, no debris, no metal fragments, nothing to explain the fireball, the deafening boom, or the strange marks across the moor. Official statements to the public claimed it was merely a sonic boom caused by a military aircraft, yet no military jets were reported missing, and eyewitnesses insisted they saw unusual aircraft chasing the object moments before impact. The villagers did not believe the explanation. Their instincts told them that something had come down on the Howden Moors that night, something not of this world, and someone had removed every trace of it before sunrise. As days passed, strange stories began to circulate. Animals avoided certain areas of the moor, electronics malfunctioned for no reason, and several people reported mysterious unmarked black vehicles patrolling the surrounding roads. Some locals even whispered that officials came to their homes, asking questions in a calm but chilling manner, warning them not to speak publicly about what they had seen. A farmer who found a small piece of metallic debris said it vibrated faintly in his hand, yet when authorities arrived, the item was confiscated without explanation. A group of teenagers exploring the moor claimed to have discovered a massive indentation in the ground, nearly perfect in its shape, as if something incredibly heavy had fallen there, but when investigators arrived, the indentation had vanished. Despite official claims, the Howden Moors incident remained unsolved. Even today, locals say the moors carry an uneasy atmosphere at night. The air feels heavier, silence stretches unnaturally long, and distant lights sometimes flicker where no settlement exists. Some speculate it was an extraterrestrial craft, others insist it was a secret military experiment gone wrong. And a few dare to say that what fell that night was alive, moving, and perhaps still roaming the hills. The Howden Moors incident left a lingering question in everyone's mind: what if there are events happening around us that no one wants us to see? And even if the truth is erased from records, the experience stays with those who witnessed it. The villagers of Howden Moors, the rescue teams, and the few brave individuals who explored the aftermath carry that memory forever, a memory of fear, awe, and unanswered questions. Moral of the story: some truths are hidden not because they do not exist, but because the world is not ready to face them. Courage is not just in discovering the unknown, it is in accepting that some mysteries will always remain beyond our understanding. And sometimes, the greatest lesson is to respect the unseen forces around us, to remain vigilant, and to value curiosity without letting fear control our lives.